Thanks for staying with us. So joining us to enlighten us about TAMS Summit is the CEO, SBTelecoms and Devices Limited, and convener, TAMS Productivity Summit, Afolabi Abiodun, and the TAMS ambassador, actually, Chinwe Obiajagu. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
It's good to have you guys on. So what's TAMS Summit about? Tell us what the summit is about.
Well, TAMS Summit is actually a platform that we created 2 years ago, that brings together stakeholders, in productivity business.
Okay.
HR, chief executive officer, and practitioners that understand the importance of productivity. And the essence of it, of course, is for people to discuss all pressing issues that borders on productivity. And the first edition that we had last year had a very large turnout. As a matter of fact, the professor of Lagos Business School, Dr. Chris Ogbeche, was the first keynote speaker. We had, very large turnout that had very good effect on all the audience.
Right.
How did you conceive this idea, and what's the goal? What is your target audience?
Well, the idea of TAMS Summit, I think is something I can trace back to my upbringing. I'm an individual that's very passionate about productivity, time management, and I think I would give that to my parents and the humble upbringing that I have. So looking at it in the context of Nigeria, how can we move our country forward? Productivity is central to it. Time management, factor number one, okay? And I look at it that for some reason, Nigeria, we've embraced this culture of African time, and we pride ourselves with Africa, for every event, African time.
Yes.
So I felt if we can address this, syndrome that I think is a myth, is not our culture, we can move the country forward. And if you tackle the problem of African time, then you're also solving the problem of productivity that can, move our country forward, as a nation. So we conveyed the idea, TAMS Summit, let's bring people together to discuss the issue on productivity.
Okay, I would like to ask Chinwe, she is an ambassador.
Yeah.
So what's like the feedback you've been getting from participants at the this TAMS event, summit here?
Well, I would say part of what he has just said, because this actually.
Or how did it affect you? Let me put it that way.
Yeah, people see you like people see you more seriously because they know that you keep to time. Do you get? So anything like in my office, if they want to do something and it's time constrained, they just immediately fix you. Like they know that with you, it's gonna go well. So I've been getting a positive feedback as in, you keep
How did TAMS locate you? How did you emerge as the ambassador? Okay,
I will just briefly give us a little history of how it all started, because where I work with a law firm, Everywhere Sellers and Associates, and what I do is that before I joined them, before I started working with them, I take down I come very early to work, and I finally joined the firm. So due to the fact that I usually am always on time, so I was asked to always take the record of the staff that come in, and doing it manually, because I really come pretty early, and I would I have to be awake. Sometimes I want to take a nap or do one or two things, but I have to just concentrate, so I have to take everybody's time coming in and all of that. So a friend came in to the office and met with my boss, and he was with a paper, and we saw the advert of the time management system. So she was like, "Oh, Chinwe, saving grace, because you have issues. Why did you put me at this time? I'm early," and we had that issue. So this came on board for us. So it was like a relief.
Okay.
And
I would like to ask you, like, how do you make your selections? Like, what organizations? And how many can you take per time?
Well, the uniqueness of TAMS platform, is a technology-driven solution.
Okay.
You're using technology to track people's productivity. So you have, we have well over 1,200 organizations on the TAMS platform now.
Wow.
And we have them all over. We have some in Ghana, we have in Guinea, Liberia. So there's a device that is connected to the web application that tracks first when you get to work. Then we also have this productivity metrics.
So there's no rigging?
No rigging. 10 productivity metrics. You self-appraise yourself.
Okay.
Your direct supervisor appraise you. And that is now compared with about 120,000 other employees on our platform. So it's a combination of punctuality, productivity, your own self-assessment, and your supervisor's assessment. That brings about the most punctual 15 individuals. Now, for the organizations, they also, at their own level, celebrate the most productive in their own office. You know, so these are the ones that are compared together, and we have the 15 we're celebrating. Yes.
Okay, so you're obviously your company, this TAMS initiative, you're supposed to work together with the internal activities of each of this company.
Yes.
So are you trying to encourage workers to work better? I see you mentioning time over and over again. Like, time is one of the only thing, but you also measure productivity. What are the other things you use to ascertain, measure? You know,
so like I said, we have 10 productivity metrics.
Okay.
You know, it's actually a metrics that we came about bringing HR practitioners together. That if you want to do an assessment, I mean a brief, a summarized assessment of an individual to get their productivity, what do you need? So they gave us the 10 metrics, you know, which has the input of all the HRs on our platform. Now, so these 10 metrics, as an individual, some people call it 360 assessment, but it's a summarized version of it. Assess yourself. How have you done, you know, for 2015, 2016 year? Then that's with your direct supervisor. This individual you're supervising, in your own opinion, how has it done? That put together with 40% of your punctuality record, consistency, that confirms that you are not absent at work, you are not late to work, you're doing what you should do.
Maybe by understanding the TAMS stands for an acronym for something. What was
yes.
it? What's it?
You know, so TAMS, you know, it's actually a time management focused HR application.
Right.
But the TAMS there is time attendance management solution.
Yeah, so that's why it's more of a...
So companies deploy this solution into, as in they pay to have this.
They pay to have
to ensure that their staff work better.
Oh,
okay.
All right.
So in this Buy Nigeria time that we're doing everything made Nigeria, why Dubai?
Why Dubai? Very good question. Well, the first edition was in 2014. In fact, I'm a Nigerian person. I'm very passionate about Nigeria, you know, and we actually itemized all the tourist destinations in Nigeria, Obudu, Yankari Game Reserve and all that. So the first one was to Obudu Cattle Ranch. So what we observed, you know, for those that went to Obudu, work was still chasing them to Obudu. Their phone was on and all of that, you know. I mean, so when we also now did a survey, I've been talking to the employees directly. They said, the same Dubai our guys are going, the same abroad our guys are going. We also want to have, would appreciate that. And luckily, I mean, for last year, I think two out of the two winners that went to Dubai last year, they got their passport for the first time. They traveled on
but there are other holiday destinations now in Africa. It doesn't have to be Dubai.
It doesn't have to be Dubai. I agree with you, but again,
so you actually give the employees what they prefer?
They wanted Dubai, and we gave Dubai to them.
Fantastic. Okay, so this year your theme is boosting employee performance. You know, so what exactly does it mean, and how are you going to do that? Well,
looking at the current economic situation, I mean, Nigeria is coming out of a recession now, you know, and if you look at early this year, I think the price of everything went up as much as 3 times. Everything went up except our salaries, you know. And if you...
I just heard you.
You know, and I don't think there's any CEO that is also not mindful of this situation. But what are you going to do? You know, you're not making money. You can't increase wages.
That's true.
Okay, so in one of our discussions, we felt that there are ways you actually can motivate employees beyond pecuniary benefit to boost their performance. So what we're doing with this summit now, the stakeholders we are bringing together, tell us these things that you're doing to motivate employees, to get their performance, to make them happy, do what they are doing, even with the little they are earning beyond salaries.
Okay. I wanted to ask Chinwe again. Okay. Apparently you're the one sitting close to me. What was the experience like, you know? Yes.
Yeah.
So
Was it really all expense paid trip?
Yes,
because one employee is listening now, and I want to encourage the employee to become a better employee, right?
Yeah.
So that they can get the opportunity to also travel. So what was the experience like?
It was actually an all expense paid trip.
Wow.
You know, they really took
So
good
how
care of
many
us. I think we
days?
were like 4 days, 3 days. It was 3 days. It was fun. They took us on a tour. We were treated especially like,
Royalty.
I never knew that, you know, you could be appreciated this
So are you
much.
winning this year again?
Yeah, actually, I'm still winning. I'm actually from my organization, but my productivity assessment wasn't sent. So, but my time was still on that, you know,
Okay, so
that point.
I want to just catch in on what you're saying, because you just were doing your own job.
Yes.
And you were just diligently doing your work. And because your company plugged into TAMS, you were nominated to get an all-expense paid trip to Dubai and encouraged. What are you doing to get more companies to plug into TAMS?
And also, because we are running out of time, the summit. Tell us a bit about the summit very quickly also.
Okay.
In addition to her question.
About the summit again, you know, like I said, you know, at the beginning, the whole idea of the summit is creating a platform that we actually can discuss, you know, issues that borders on productivity.
So when is it?
Okay, and it's next week, Thursday, May 18.
Okay.
The keynote speaker for the event is Dr. Doyin Salami of Lagos Business School. And we also have, and we're doing this in partnership with the Ministry of Wealth Creation. The commissioner is the special guest and is also, you know,
And
speaking at that
venue?
event. Muson Center.
Okay, time?
11 o'clock. 11 o'clock is 11 o'clock, and that's what we're known for. Okay. Then on the question you asked about how organizations can come on the TAMS platform. When we started TAMS, we had Nigeria in mind, and we were government focused. Okay, and that took like 2 years out of our time, not getting government, you know, on board. But the minute we shifted our focus to private sectors, you know, we were amazed. You know, in a space of 3 years, we've grown from just few hundreds of, we have like 150 in 2013, and today we have about 1,200 plus organizations on TAMS platform. You know, so one thing we're doing, especially on employees and appreciating them, is also for employees to understand that it's not a punitive measure. Okay, if you're putting in your effort, you deserve to be appreciated.
We have to round up now. Thank you very much for coming.
Thank you for your time.
Here. So hopefully next week Thursday, Muson Center, 11 o'clock for the summit. All right?
Thank you.
That's all we can take on this segment. When we come back, giving hope to those who are physically challenged. Stay with us, we'll be right back.